All right. So this special video is for 2026 O-level students, right? Who will be sitting for their O-levels in the month of December, right? Okay, so why I wanted to make this video is basically there are lots of inquiries regarding our class, especially the theory paper, how we are going to do the class, and what are the plans in the last 4 months, right? And there are some students who have missed the grade 10. There are some who have missed the grade 11. No idea of, right, how to tackle with the MCQs. No idea of writing a proper essay type answers. There are lots of students like that. So I wanted to make this video in order to give them an idea, right, regarding how our classes work. And this video will be even useful for our existing class students, right, in order to get a confidence about the class, right, and in order to get a confidence on what you do right now. Okay, Hari. So I'll start off with the last 4 months. Last 4 months, we have only August, September, October, November. So you will have to take a right decision by this time. If you think like history is a subject which is going to be easy and you will get an A pass without any hard work, that is completely wrong. Okay, because when it comes to history, there are special tips and tricks, especially in the part 2 paper when it comes to essay type answers and everything. Because by this time there are lots of new students who join for the class, and most of them complain regarding wrong methods that the school teachers have been teaching them, right? And also sometimes they haven't gone for a class previously, so they have a very wrong idea about writing answers and everything, right? So in the last 4 months, can you change the things around? Yes, definitely you can change the things around if you work now itself, right? If you work now itself, that is number one. Right, and then if you look at our classes, we have only one class which is on Monday 7 to 9. On Monday 7 to 9. Then there can be a question. So then, is that a paper class or a theory class? Answer is simple. If you look at our classes from the 2022 O-level batch for the past 4 years, how I am doing the class is, when it comes to the theory and the paper, we do both of that in the same class. So I don't want to, get the money saying that this is a theory class, this is a paper class, you can join this, you can join that. No, there may be students who can only afford for a theory or a paper. So in order to avoid that, number one, and also number two, it is one of my policy that I don't do a theory class, paper class separately, because I see it as a method of, like, it's a marketing thing completely. Therefore, in my class, what I do is I do the theory and the paper both right now, because we have been starting, right? We have already started the class in the month of January, and we have been continuing it for some time. And right now we are in the grade 11 unit number 6, receiving of independence to Sri Lanka. And after completing unit number 7 and 8 only, completely we can go into the papers. Now what are we doing in the class is, every month we are discussing the theory, every week we are discussing the theory, and every month there will be an exam also. So if you look at this exam, right, there will be a complete O-level standard paper given to the students. They have to write the exam, and also we'll be providing them the marking scheme, right, separate papers, everything that they have to download it from our websites and do it properly, right? Therefore, Lamai, that you should understand this is a process, right? So I don't want to make the history as a subject which feels boring, and most of the times, there's an impression in the students' mind like history is an underrated subject. And most of the times there are also no much good teachers for history, so that is kind of a wrong impression, right? That is not the right idea. Okay, in the class for a long time we have been doing this. That is the reason why for the past 3-4 years, if you can ask from your seniors, you might get an idea, right? We are the leading, and there are lots of students, more than 400-500 by the time then the O-levels are near, right? So that is how our classes works. And in this exam we are mostly covering grade 10 and the grade 11 up to unit number 5, 1 to 5. So those grade 11 units as well. So why these grade 10 units are important? Because for the students who are joining in the last 4 months, most of the times, right, they haven't gone for a proper history class, right? They have completely forgotten about the subject called history. Therefore, through our papers, we try our level best in order to give an idea about the grade 10 units, right? Unit number 1 to unit number 10 in the grade 10, because grade 10 units are also very much important for O-level history, not only grade 11. Okay, so we are doing the grade 10, grade 11 missed areas through the papers. Therefore, our theory and the paper class, it's kind of combined. We do only one class on Monday 7 to 9. In that class, theory is being done, and then every month we do papers as well. Therefore, right, even if you are a student who is at a very low level, right, let's say in the SC level, still that you can go to a good result, right? Okay, and then even if you are watching this in the month of August, September, October, November, still this is how our classes will be there, and we won't be conducting a separate theory, separate paper. There's nothing like that. There are no shortcuts, only one class. If you want that, you all can join. So people who want only that I make this video, and people who are there in the class in order to get a confidence about our class, right? Okay, then theory and paper, we discuss it 100% well. And when it comes to papers, not only exam, we give the marking scheme, and also we discuss the paper clearly, right? Okay, and then when it comes to our past papers, by the time we are starting the unit number 7, we are starting the past papers also. So when it comes to the past papers are very important, because that is the standard paper that you will be getting in 2026. Therefore, 2016 to 2025 past papers will be discussed before your O levels. That is guaranteed. Did you understand? So all the things that I promise here, right before your O levels, everything will be done 100% well. If you are not sure, if you have a doubt, you can go and always ask from your brothers, sisters, seniors who knew our class very well, right? Most of the people know that, right? At least by the last time, right? At least by the last month, they come and join this class and finish off the O levels. That's it. Right? Then even if you miss the class, maybe you have another class on Monday, right? Since with my university, commitments and all that, I don't do another batch. Therefore, you can get the recordings, right? Through our LMS website. Within that relevant month, you can watch our recordings. And also, one important thing that I should mention, through the LMS, you can watch the recordings, and through our LMS, you can download the previous papers, previous revision papers that we did in our 2026 class. Okay, throughout from the January, we are doing the papers. Therefore, you can download the papers as well through our LMS website. Okay, right. So that is our plan for now. And then, right, this may be my last video of explaining how our classes will be conducted. So it is simple. Only one class is there. Theory, paper, map marking, essay type, everything will be done, right? Target is clear. By the time send the O levels are near, right? I make sure that you are confident in order to sit for the O levels and get a complete A pass in order to complete your 9A dream, right? So that is the only way how I do the class, where I don't do a separate theory, a separate paper after missing everything, a fast track. No, right? Those are marketing strategies, marketing titles only. Did you understand? So I don't want to convert my tuition into that way. So in this class, everything will be done. Extra classes will be conducted. Early morning classes will be conducted. Full night seminars will be conducted, right? We are trying our level best in order to do the theory, paper, past papers in one single class. That is the only one class up until O level, Monday 7 to 9, right? Okay, so that's it. If you want to join for the class, you can drop a message to this number, note 77, right? 2560057 with your name and school, and people who are joining, you will be getting this theory tute as well related to unit number 5678. Okay, and if there's any other paper tute, we'll be sending it as well. So I hope that you got a good idea about our class. The main idea that I wanted to do is theory, paper, past paper, revision paper, term paper, school papers. Everything will be done in one class, right? Monday 7 to 9. Right, then a lot of people are there in the class by this time. That is how usually it works. Okay, by the time O levels are near, this is the only leading class in the island. 100% sure about that, and most of you all know that. Right, and then lamai setpemu, make sure that you all do this properly, and make sure to get a pass in history with our correct guidance and with the correct plan, right? Okay, then see you in the class. Thanks for watching.